American Bates, Alyssa Liu, and more. Coming to Honda Center May 17th. Get tickets at StarsOnIce.com.
Prizes, gifts, giveaways. Celebrate 20 years of good times at Morongo.
Bowen Yang, Lily Gladstone, and cast of fun rom-com The Wedding Banquet join us live Monday at 10 a.m. on the KTLA 5 Morning News.
Now at 11, a heartbreaking discovery in Van Nuys. The body of a 7-year-old girl inside her family's apartment. Good evening, I'm Micah Ullman.
And I'm Sandra Mitchell. Cher has the night off tonight. A homicide investigation underway after that child was found unresponsive.
Her mother has been taken into custody. John Fenolio live in Van Nuys with what we have learned so far. John.
Sandra, Micah, a very sad, very disturbing scene here in Van Nuys. If you look over my shoulder, you can see the LA County Medical Examiner has just arrived here on scene to remove that child's body from this apartment building. Let's get you right to some of this video. Here's what we know right now. Police and paramedics responding to reports of a child not breathing just after 5 o'clock this evening. The building, located on the 6800 block of Sepulveda Boulevard near Van Owen Street. Inside a second-story unit, a woman and her 7-year-old daughter, the child unresponsive. A neighbor who asked not to be identified tells us 3 people live in the apartment, a man, a woman, and the 7-year-old little girl. The neighbor says the man came home and found the child's lifeless body inside, along with the woman, who was alert but was suffering from injuries that looked like lacerations. The neighbor says they heard the man screaming for help shortly before police arrived. Police say the child was found in the bathtub. I want to show you this other video now. LAPD confirms the child's mother was arrested. A bystander captured this cell phone video of paramedics bringing out a woman on a stretcher. You can see she's sitting upright, her wrists restrained to the railings. A police officer following closely behind her. And if you come back to us live, again, the LA County Medical Examiner has just arrived on scene to remove that child's body from this apartment building. Police are asking anyone with information about this case, about this family, to contact them. In Van Nuys, I'm John Fenolio, sending it back to you.
John, thank you. To breaking news now in South LA, where a 14-year-old girl was rushed to the hospital after being shot in the head.
Gil Levis overhead. He's in Sky 5 for us. Gil?
Sandra and Micah, LAPD officers here and investigators are just wrapping up their investigation into this shooting that happened around 7:38 tonight here at 108th Street near Stanford Avenue. Now, when LAPD officers arrived to that shooting call, they found that 14-year-old on scene, a female, not conscious, not breathing, and with a gunshot wound to the head. She was transported to a local hospital, and at this hour, her condition is unknown. But I can tell you there was a lot of evidence markers in the street that were leading up to this home here. Let me zoom in. They just wrapped up. They just closed the door. Investigators were going in and out of this home tonight, taking pictures and investigating some evidence there on that property. But again, a 14-year-old shot in the head, not conscious, not breathing, transported to a local hospital tonight in unknown condition. That's the latest overhead up in Sky 5. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Tragic. Gil, thank you. The Menendez brothers just might be a step closer to freedom tonight after 35 years behind bars for killing their parents.
The judge today clearing the way for their resentencing hearing next week over the objections of DA Nathan Hochman. That proceeding could determine whether the brothers will be released from prison. The brothers attended the hearing by way of video conferencing from their prison facility in San Diego. Their attorney, Mark Garrigo, said that today justice won over politics and that the brothers are hopeful they will soon be free.
Our Rachel Menitoff live in our KTLA News Center for us tonight with more on that. Rachel?
Sandy, Micah, good evening to you both. It was a lengthy hearing today. It lasted more than 6 hours. The judge said both sides, the defense and the prosecution, made legitimate arguments. But in order to see this case through, the judge wants to take this next step and move forward with a resentencing hearing. Family members of the Menendez brothers leaving a Van Nuys courthouse Friday with a sense of hope.
The court made clear that this process isn't about politics. It's about truth. It's about justice. And it's about giving people the chance to show who they are now, not just who they were in their worst moment.
Despite opposition from the LA County District Attorney, a Superior Court judge ruled that a resentencing hearing can continue. Next Thursday, Judge Michael Jessic will decide whether to change the initial sentence of life in prison without parole or keep it as is. The brothers' attorney, Mark Garagos, says this is a good sign.
I couldn't be prouder of representing this family. They've waited a long time to get some justice, and today was actually probably the biggest day since they've been in custody.
Eric and Lyle Menendez, 54 and 57 years old respectively, appeared virtually Friday dressed in their blue prison uniforms. They could be seen on a monitor in the front of the courtroom. The brothers have spent more than 30 years in prison, serving life sentences for the 1989 murders of their parents, Kitty and Jose Menendez. The prosecution made the argument why the men should not be released from prison, citing a lack of remorse and accountability. The defense, though, contends the brothers killed their parents because their father sexually abused them for years. Most of their extended family are in support of their release and say the men are rehabilitated and have done positive work while in prison. KTLA legal analyst Allison Treasel says the resentencing hearing will be much more involved and could even include testimony from the brothers themselves.
It is going to be a full hearing, and if today was any indication, this judge is going to allow both sides to fully and fairly present their case.
Now, if the prosecution gets its way and the judge decides not to resentence, the Menendez brothers are not out of options just yet. There are two other paths to freedom, those being clemency from Governor Newsom or a new trial altogether. Live in the News Center, I'm Rachel Menitoff. Sandy, back to you.
Rachel, thank you. Jurors convicted a Woodland Hills woman in the love triangle murder of her husband, celebrity hairstylist Fabio Cementilli. Monica Cementilli was found guilty of murder and conspiracy for orchestrating the brutal stabbing carried out in the family's backyard just before the couple's 20th wedding anniversary. She's been behind bars since her arrest back in June 2017. Her lover, Robert Baker, pleaded no contest to first-degree murder last year and was sentenced to life without parole. Cementilli now facing the same fate. She'll be sentenced in June.
New details tonight about a bizarre incident involving the wife of Weezer bass player Scott Schreiner. Police say Jillian Schreiner is facing attempted murder charges because she opened fire on police during a manhunt near her home. The incident unfolded in an Eagle Rock neighborhood as police searched backyards for a fleeing suspect of a hit-and-run accident on the nearby 134 freeway. Officers were searching for the suspect when police say Schreiner came out of her home with a gun. They say she ignored orders to put down the weapon, pointed it at them, and fired. Officers returned fire, hitting Schreiner in the shoulder. She was taken into custody at the scene and was treated for a non-life-threatening gunshot wound to the shoulder and booked on attempted murder charges. Weezer is scheduled to perform at Coachella tomorrow.
All right, the weekend is here, and so is Vera with the first look at the forecast. Hi, Vera.
Hi, Sandy. Good evening, everyone. Take a look at this great view from our downtown Los Angeles camera. You can see part of the skyline. Most importantly, you can see that the marine layer is mostly off in the distance closer to the coast, and that is really where we're going to start to see that marine layer develop. As we head into tomorrow, though, we are going to see patchy low clouds and fog, which means not everyone is going to get it. Not everyone is going to get it, and we're going to continue to see clouds throughout the afternoon. And again, those clouds will be patchy, a little as they were today. Stronger onshore flow also means that we'll get cooler temperatures, and by next week, we're going to see a trophy pattern, and that means we are going to see multiple days with temperatures that are going to be very close to average or perhaps maybe even below average. The rest of those details and numbers